Today, we acknowledge that our church was built on the ancestral, unceded land of the Massachusetts people. We acknowledge the devastating legacy of settler colonialism and the continuing harm done to Indigenous groups in our community and beyond. May our commitment to justice, equity, and compassion call us to take meaningful restorative action to honor and protect the land and all her people. We come together to recognize and celebrate the gift of life for ourselves and for all creatures with whom we share this planet, for the miracle of every breath, with wonder in our joys and compassion in our sorrows. We invite all of you to bring your perspectives, your beliefs, and your doubts, and all that is unique and wondrous about you to our service. In the spirit of love, all are welcome here. If you're new to Theodore Parker Church or are visiting today, we'd love to stay in touch. You're invited to fill out a connection card, which will give you an opportunity to sign up for our weekly updates and help us welcome you. A link to the connection card will be in the chat, as well as our contact information. Those joining us here in the sanctuary are encouraged to fill in the contact card you'll find in your pews. I think it's a yellow card within the bright yellow pamphlet. Yes, it is. We would like to offer a moment for those joining us remotely to greet those who are joining us in person. So Mary Beth, if you could put our sanctuary's screen in gallery view, top right, you got it? We will be able to see the off-site congregation. And so folks joining us on Zoom, I think we can't quite see you in the sanctuary, but if we all wave, everybody on Zoom will see us. And the camera's over there, so you wave to the camera. And hold your hands up high. Okay. And now, well, I forgot to ask you to stand up before you did that, so stay seated. Sorry, James, I know I'm adding to your chaos.
Everything that doesn't go to plan is a surprise.
It's a surprise. We hope that each of you will find some comfort to carry with you over the week and some challenge for your thoughts. As always, we wish for each of you health, well-being, and a sense of peace. As our pianist, Yukiko Takagi, brings us into worship with Jupiter from composer Gustav Holst's Planets series, we bid you welcome.
Wonderful. Thank you, Yukiko. Today, as you probably already inferred, we're exploring the theme of surprise and wonder. Our universe, from elementary particles to living beings to galaxies, and the interaction between them is full of surprises and awe-inspiring events and elements. A joyous, never-ending symphony of matter and energy and consciousness. By letting ourselves be drawn in, we enrich our lives. I'd like to read a poem by Chellan Harkin. Chellan is a self-described mystic poet living and working in the Pacific Northwest. This poem is from her book, Susceptible to Light. It is entitled, Say Wow, something that I hope some of you will feel inspired to say at some point unexpectedly in the service. Say wow. Each day, before our surroundings become flat with familiarity, and the shapes of our lives click into place, dimensionless and average as Tetris cubes, before hunger knocks from our bellies like a cantankerous old man, and the duties of the day stack up like dishes, and the architecture of our basic needs commissions all thought to construct the four-door sedan of safety. Before gravity clings to our skin like a cumbersome parasite, and the colored dust of dreams sweeps itself obscure in the vacuum of reason, each morning before we wrestle the world and our hearts into the shape of our brains, look around and say, wow. Feed yourself fire. Scoop up the day entire, like a planet-sized bouquet of marvel sent by the universe directly into your arms and say, wow. Break yourself down into the basic components of primitive awe and let the crescendo of every moment carbonate every capillary and say, wow. Yes, before our poems become calloused with revision, let them shriek off the page of spontaneity, and before our metaphors get too regular, let the sun stay a conflagration of homing pigeons that fights through fire each day to find us. I welcome Michael to lead us in our opening hymn.
To hymn 326, and please rise if you are able. Let all the beauty we have known. Let all the beauty we have known illuminate our hearts and minds. Rejoice in wonders daily shown, in faith and joy and love that binds. We celebrate with singing hearts the loveliness of sky and earth, the inspiration of the hearts, the miracle of every birth. Life's music and its poetry us through our days, for these we sing in harmony, together giving thanks and praise.
We now light our flaming chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. Invite our readers to come up here, Miriam.
Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its prayer. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. El amor es el espíritu de esta iglesia y el servicio es nuestra oración. Esta es nuestra gran promesa, vivir juntos en paz, buscar la verdad con amor y ayudarnos los unos a los otros.
Please let's welcome Rose with the story for all ages.
Thank you. And thank you to Miriam for reading our chalice lighting words. I so appreciate it. So it turns out there are just so many good kids' books about wonder, surprise, and joy. So it's a little bit hard to narrow one down for this week. James had a lot of good suggestions, but the one that we've chosen is called Wonder Walkers by Micha Archer. And it's a bit of a simple story, but I think it takes us through the journey really well. Imagining two kids deciding to go on a wonder walk through the world that they live in and noticing everything there is to celebrate in that world. Here's Wonder Walkers. Wonder Walk? Sure. Is the sun the world's light bulb? Is fog the river's blanket? Do mountains have bones? Are forests mountains' fur? I wonder. Me too. Are trees the sky's legs? Are branches trees' arms? Is dirt the world's skin? Are roots the plant's toes? Do caves have mouths? Are shells the shore's necklace? Is the ocean the world's bath? Are rivers the earth's veins? Is the wind the world breathing? Is rain the day's tears? Is moon the world's nightlight? I wonder. Me too.
Thank you, Rose. It's a beautiful story with great art, and I hope it makes you all feel a little bit younger and reconnect with those questions you had as a child. I certainly was ruminating about that a lot as I was thinking about today. Next, let's hear our next hymn. Michael.
Please rise and body your spirit for hymn number 1052, The Oneness of Everything. Far beyond the grasp of hands of light to meet the eye, past the reaches of the mind, there find the key to nature's harmony in an architecture so entwined. Like the birds whose patterns grace the sky and carry all who join in love expanding, a message of peace will rise in flight, taking the weight of the world upon its wings, in the oneness of everything. Peace is in the dance of trees who stir before all mysteries can be believed. Songs of lives long past that touch our own are written in the earth, ever giving. And now to maintain the harmony gives to us all lives worth living. For the oneness of everything. Still we seek to find a truth that we might understand and reduce to terms defined. Vast and immeasurable time and space, also overwhelmingly designed. Oh, passing years just might I know the faith that winters in the heart, to be reborn in spring, to hear and to feel the pulse of life enters my soul as a song to sing of the oneness of everything. You may be seated.
I invite you to join in a time of prayer, of meditation, first in words, then in a moment of silence, and then in melody. Our words of meditation are from Reverend Marnie Harmony, who is the Minister Emerita at First Unitarian Church of Orlando. If, on a starlit night with the moon brightly shimmering, we stay inside and do not venture out, the evening universe remains a part of life we shall not know. If, on a cloudy day, with grayness infusing all and rain dancing rivers in the grass, we stay inside and do not venture out, the stormy, threatening energy of the universe remains a part of life we shall not know. If on a frosty morning, dreading the chilling air before the sunrise, we stay inside and do not venture out, the awesome cold, quiet, and stillness of the dawn universe remains a part of life we shall not know. If, throughout these grace-given days of ours, surrounded as we are by green life and brown death, hot pink joy and cold gray pain and miracles, always miracles, if we stay inside ourselves and do not venture out, then the fullness of the universe shall be unknown to us, and our locked hearts shall never feel the rush of worship.
Thank you, Michael. Generosity is a spiritual practice in our Unitarian Universalist congregations. We give to remind ourselves of how many gifts we have to offer. We give to remember that we are part of something bigger than ourselves. We give because we believe in music and sacred space. We give with the faith that together we have enough. Links to donate will be in the chat, or you can take a meditative moment writing out a check and sending it to the church after the service. Ushers will be coming around the sanctuary to collect an offering from those in the pews who wish to donate something more tangible. As Yukiko shares her beautiful music, an offering to sustain this congregation of memory and hope will be gratefully received. Thank you.
Thank you, Yukiko, for that magic. So that was Holst Neptune. So we're moving farther out in the solar system from Jupiter. So I hope you're all feeling that expanse. Joel, please.
Thank you. Today's reading is entitled Embracing the Unexpected. It's by Krista Flanagan. And the little intro says, Krista provided these words from top of mind after drawing from the question box, which is in quotes. I'm not sure what the question box was, but it seems like this is spontaneous writing.
It was a stump the chump like Reverend Joe did.
I remember that. Okay. So she writes, What if everything always went according to plan? At first, we might accomplish more of what we think we need to accomplish, and it may seem less stressful at first, being able to anticipate what happens next. But after a certain amount of time, and that amount would vary person to person, the once comfortable predictability would become less comfortable and, well, boring. If we always know what happens next, we lose the joy of surprise, serendipitous experiences, and the excitement that comes from anticipating the unknown. Friends, let us gather with open, curious hearts, ready to explore the unpredictable, learn from its wisdom, and embrace its beauty.
Thank you, Joel. The authors of the aptly titled book, Surprise, encourage us to embrace the unpredictable and engineer the unexpected to make our lives more meaningful and fulfilling. Said another way, let's be both takers, open to new experiences, and makers, creators of joy for others. Surprise and spontaneity, we all know, are such sweet gifts. When you're driving at the intersection and the traffic officer is doing disco dancing. Arriving home to the intoxicating smell of freshly baked chocolate chip cookies. Monoliths that appear then disappear in the Utah desert. Or the most treasured surprise of all, because just when you least expect it, waiting around the corner for you, love comes quickly. Whatever you do, you can't stop falling. Maybe you're a thrill seeker, where you make a choice to be surprised. Scratch a lottery ticket, ride roller coasters. Let's close our eyes for a minute in brief unmeditation. I want you to do a virtual polar plunge with me. It's January 1st. I want your visuals kicking in here. You're on a windy winter beach under gray skies. You are up beach, shivering in your swimsuit. Feel that cold. Go. Now you're sprinting toward Boston Harbor. You see it coming. You feel the crumply cold sand under your feet. Step over step. Here it comes. Here it comes. Splash. Oh! Can you feel it? Open your eyes. Do you feel refreshed? Who doesn't like the feelings of wonder and awe? A fiery sunset, a lightning storm, ocean waves crashing on the shore, the world that surrounds us, plants, animals, fungus, rocks, dirt. The view from the top of the mountain, staring at the night sky. Our reactions to these experiences are particularly profound. They connect us back through time to our long lineage of ancestors, way back, who experienced the same things. Astonishing complexity and beauty, continuously changing, born out of a few types of elementary particles and a few simple forces governing their interactions over eons of time. We're all actors in this movie, but the director, nowhere to be seen. But what an epic masterpiece. Wow. Wow. Can we enjoy and just be wondrous and leave it at that? That's nirvana, right? Soak it in. That's it. No intellectualism. Or do we need to understand and suffer through our unrelenting curiosity? Is God the master magician? And if so, do you want to know how the tricks are done? From the song, what would you ask if you had just one question? Or is God just another name for physics? We seek understanding because it reduces our fear. Michio Kaku, a contemporary theoretical physicist, comments on his early inspiration as a student. Einstein wanted an equation no more than 1 inch long that would allow him to read the mind of God. So I said to myself, wow, this is for me. This is something that I have to do. He did it. He's been doing it for decades. Okay? Total fascination. All-consuming fascination inspired by profound wonder, wanting to know what is going on behind the wizard's curtain. Okay, so we've touched on various facets of surprise, wonder, and fascination, but what is this experience? We are one with our biochemistry. We receive sensory inputs, physically respond to them. Goosebumps, chills, tears. How do you respond when you watch a recording of Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech? What about the scene in, I hope you've seen it, My Octopus Teacher, when the boundary between human and animal disappears? Or what about when a Toronto Blue Jays fan handed a home run baseball to a young New York Yankees fan? Who saw that? Anybody in the news? It's viral. Go check it out. You'll be going through a Kleenex box. This is our amazing biology in action. Dopamine, adrenaline, serotonin, electric juice coursing through us. Wow. Okay. Some surprises, let's be honest, cause distress. These are the experiences that teach us to avoid pain and architect our comfort zone. Some surprises, in contrast, bring us joy. We are rewarded for our curiosity, and we crave more. The opposing lobes of our amygdala, respecting Maslow's hierarchy of needs, teaching us how to make decisions to literally stay alive. Our amazing bodies. Wow. Thank you. We are also ones with our minds, which may also be our biochemistry or maybe not. The psychologist Robert Plutchik posited 8 distinct emotions, one of them being surprise. I know you must find that surprising. Haha. When intensified, surprise becomes amazement. On the other side of the construct is anticipation, i.e., predictability, boredom, a la Krista Flanagan. Okay, all in favor of not being bored, at least for not too long? Hear, hear. Steve Martin declared, the greatest thing you can do is surprise yourself. And there's no shortage of encouragement out there. No risk, no reward. Carpe diem. No pain, no gain. Right? Or from the 1997 song, and I know some of you were around back then, about wearing sunscreen, a little more directed and challenging, do something every day that scares you. Take that in. Then, work on building your cognitive flex. Now, throw open the door of our poet's 4-door sedan of security and jump out. Bust free. To sum up this theme, we are all seekers and come together here in safety to share our journeys. We bring big questions. Some of our human condition is the lack of answers. But sometimes we get glimpses of answers. These are the wow moments. Those experiences that are as close as we get, in my view, to experiencing the divine. So, let us embrace the unpredictable. Shift a little about our experience to now making. Maya Angelou shared a life lesson. I've learned that you shouldn't go through life with a catcher's mitt on both hands. Thank goodness. You need to be able to throw something back. Do you know how to make someone smile? What is more beautiful than that in our lives as humans? You know all about it because I've seen your bumper stickers. Practice random acts of kindness and senseless beauty. Pay it forward. Personal note, a few months ago, I pulled up to a Starbucks takeout window and was told that the previous customer had paid for my order. Now, this is a cliche at this point, but it happened to me. It caught me completely off guard. It made my day. Here I am months later still talking about it. This is how powerful these things can be. And if you're wondering, the published record of this in a line of cars is 378 in a row, paying it forward, which is pretty good statistics for the human race, I would say. The 379th, I'm not sure. Saying please and thank you, sending cards and flowers, saying hi to strangers, right? The golden rule is a great unexpectedness engineering tool, and let it be our compass. Ray Bradbury, the sci-fi writer, commented, creativity is continued surprise. Whether for the self or for others, we are compelled to express our being through our creativity. Language, art, design, engineering. From the pyramids to modern skyscrapers, from Kabuki to Broadway, from Kew Gardens to your own backyard, or front yard in some cases here up front. Our planetary museum is so abundant in creative riches. Let us immerse in and find inspiration in its myriad surprises. Let us all summon the courage to create. May we all be artists. May we all strive to dazzle. Sometimes it is the act, not the artifact. In 1974, Philippe Petit illegally rigged and then walked across a high wire between the two towers of the World Trade Center. One observer reflected on that morning, quote, when a young man gave New York a gift of astonishing, indelible beauty, end quote. Another said, he planned and executed the perfect crime, and the whole world loved him for doing it. Maybe you recall this happening back in the day. Maybe you discovered it through its various recountings, or maybe you are only hearing about it just now for the first time. Whichever is your case, wow. And among the big questions, are we alone in the universe? In 1977, around the same time as that, by the way, NASA launched Voyager 1. This craft is the most distant human-made artificial object from Earth, now over 3 times as far away from the sun as Pluto, still communicating. Think about that, how far that is. We put that there, right? That's a wow moment right there. Now, Voyager contains, in addition to its many scientific instruments, 2 phonograph records coated in gold. The noted astrophysicist Carl Sagan, who had led the committee that curated the content for those records, noted, launching this bottle into the cosmic ocean says something very hopeful about life on this planet. Earth's greatest hits, as it were, as of that time. Someone or something certainly has a surprise in store should they find this. A golden record sent into space under a cosmic golden rule. The cosmos is our self-running engine of the unexpected. This is our movie. The set is nature. We find the most surprise when we simply pay attention. While casually inspecting a handful of sand, Aldous Huxley writes, instead of being dull, I saw that each particle was made up of a perfect geometrical pattern, with sharp angles from each of which a brilliant shaft of light was reflected, while each tiny crystal shone like a rainbow. Suddenly, my consciousness was lit up from within, and I saw in a vivid way how the whole universe was made up of particles of material which, no matter how dull and lifeless they might seem, were nevertheless filled with this intense and vivid beauty. That's what I'm talking about. Finding surprise in unexpected places, at the beach, if you're not polar plunging. World of wonders. Wow. Let's wrap up. So, quoting our author's words, embrace the unpredictable and engineer the unexpected. The Russian writer, Boris Pasternak, wasn't always popular with his government, succinctly sums up our time today. Surprise is the greatest gift which life can grant us. As you may know, tonight, the night sky offers us a wonderful surprise, a full moon and a complete lunar eclipse. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? I hope you will watch it if the clouds permit. If they don't, remember the Kate Bush song, use your cloud buster. As you watch, reflect on the arc of human wonder and the long quest to explain, from pagan gods to tireless angel wings batting behind planets to Newton's law of gravitation, the dance of these three spheres. So what do you wonder about? What makes your jaw drop? Stops you in your tracks? Takes your breath away? Here's the invitation. Let us consciously heighten our awareness and be open and brave to surprise ourselves and surprise others by opening ourselves up to new experiences and delighting more in everything that surrounds us. We infuse our lives with magic and meaning. I'll quote one line from that poem that started us off. Break yourself down into the basic components of primitive awe and let the crescendo of every moment carbonate every capillary and say, wow. Amen.
Please rise in body or spirit as we sing hymn number 301, Touch the Earth, Reach the Sky. Touch the earth, reach the sky, walk on shores while spirits fly, over the ocean, over the land, our faith, our quest to understand. Touch the earth, reach the sky, children ask the reasons why. In our lives the answers show, and by our love they learn and grow. Touch the earth, reach the sky, all are born and all shall die. Life's a time left in between, to follow a star, to build a dream. Touch the earth, reach the sky, hug the laughter, feel the cry. May we see where we can give, for this is what it means to live. Touch the earth, reach the sky, soar with courage ever high. Spirits joining as we fly, to touch the earth, to reach the sky. You may be seated.
Thank you, Michael, and all singers.
I would like to surprise you with some announcements. But I can't equal James's eloquence and wonder. Following the postlude, folks online are invited to 20 minutes of connection via breakout rooms. Folks in person are invited to come and connect at our outdoor coffee hour, with many thanks to Dave Gologly for preparing the coffee. As we mentioned, tonight, Sunday, May 15th, if weather permits, some of us will be informally gathering at Millennium Park around 10 p.m. for the eclipse. The more the merrier. Saturday, May 21st at 11, the memorial service for Laura Dowd will happen, and we are asked to please RSVP. The link to do so is in the TPC newsletter. On Wednesday, May 25th at 7 p.m. in the Parish Hall, there'll be a candlelight conversation on shared ministry, part of a series of, I think, at least 3. 2 have already happened. On Sunday, May 29th, we'll be honoring new members during the service. If you'd like to join TPC as a member, email Rev Joe or talk to Meredith St. John. Thank you.
Thank you, Joel. With this, we'll move to our closing words. It's a familiar name to you. This is from Lynn Unger. The name of this poem is Boundaries. The universe does not revolve around you. The stars and planets spinning through the ballroom of space dance with one another, quite outside of your small life. You cannot hold gravity or seasons. Even air and water inevitably evade your grasp. Why not then let go? You could move through time like a shark through water, neither restless nor seizing, absorbed in and absorbing the native element. Why pretend you can do otherwise? The world comes in at every pore, mixes in your blood before breath releases you into the world again. Did you think the fragile boundary of your skin could build a wall? Listen, every molecule is humming its particular pitch. Of course, you are a symphony. Whose tune do you think the planets are singing as they dance? Yukiko will now play the final selection of our service, inspired by the lunar eclipse, the delightful third movement of Debussy's Clair de Lune. Pure magic. Thank you, everyone. That concludes the service, but we will now move on to breakout rooms and coffee hour. Rose will set up the breakout rooms, and I want to thank everybody for your participation in WOW. Pay it forward, everybody.
Thank you, James. So anyone who's online, they'd like to stick around, I'll open up breakout rooms now for about 20 minutes. And James, I hope you'll come see the wonderful comments you've been getting on Zoom. Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Jennifer, but wait, there's more. Children of planet Earth.
What? Yeah, so the choir's gonna be here at 10, we'll be in the parish hall, and I'm gonna warm them up. Maybe 10 after, yeah, I'll probably just put 10 after. Yeah, okay, thank you.